If you're still releasing your songs one at a time, you're basically handing over your streams to your competitors, and a lot of artists fail on Spotify because they ignore this one game-changing strategy that we call the waterfall release strategy. And so I'm on tour right now in Nashville doing a songwriting trip, and I wanted to break down the waterfall strategy because I have a new EP coming out, and then I eventually have an album coming out, and I want to explain how I use the waterfall strategy. So you still release singles, okay, so one song at a time, but as you release more songs, you can add those songs to the next release. And so one way we've done this is you release your first song, but then when you release the second song, you include the first one. So when you go to your distributor to schedule your second song, you would upload the original song, but you make sure you grab the ISRC code for that. And I'm gonna screen share this to show you how to do this when we're done this, but I just wanna explain it, okay? And then when you release your third song, when you upload it and schedule it to your distributor, you would include the first, second, and now third song. And the reason we do this is because when you pitch your song to Spotify's release radar and all your followers, they're not just getting notified of one song. Now they're getting notified of that song, but they have the ability to listen to all the songs. And so I did this for an EP and I did this for an album, but I didn't do it for every single song because it's just a lot of work and it's like kind of clutter. And so what I like to do is I like to release 4 songs, right, all as singles, and then on the 5th one I kind of bundle them together as an EP. And what's really neat is when you schedule an EP, Spotify opens up a whole bunch more tools, like these different pre-save tools, right? And then so once I've released that EP, I'll go back to releasing songs by themselves. So then I'll release 4 more songs, and then when I want to release the album, I'll include all 10 of those other songs. And you could do this with 11, 12. There's really no wrong way of doing it. There's just the fact that the only thing that you could do wrong is releasing the whole thing as an album. Because what are we trying to do here? Like why are we doing this? Well, we want a shot at pitching every song to the release radar, right? We want a chance of getting on a curated playlist, on an editorial playlist, right? We want to put marketing behind each song. When you just whip out the album, then you don't promote each song individually. And even when you do an album, you got to choose the single, right? Like even on this EP, there's one song on the 5 songs that I'm going to radio with it. We're maybe going to do more promotion behind it and really push it, because why? We think that's the hit. That, like, it used to be like that's the single, you know, like when you would release an EP or an album, the labels would always be like, well, what's the single, man? What are the 2 singles? Which ones are going to be the singles, right? Because it wasn't that they were all singles back in the day, only the best were singles. So it's really interesting, like the world of the music industry that we're in. It's like now everything's single, but ask yourself, is it all single worthy? You know? And so you want to make sure that you're putting the most promotion and marketing dollars behind the ones that are the hits. So let me show you this in real life. I'm going to share my screen. I hope this has been valuable. If you got questions, come to my next Spotify 5-day challenge. You can ask me questions one-on-one over Zoom. I'll put the links below, but you just go to tedxyourfanbase.com. Okay, so the first place that I'm at is my distributor, and I use DistroKid, and I'll put a link below this so you guys can get 7.5% off. But as you can see here, I released this song as a single. I've released this song as a single. I have this song scheduled as a single, and this one's scheduled as a single, and then I'm bundling them all up to include my song Powerful, which will have 5 songs on it. So that's going to be the EP. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 including this song Powerful, okay? And so I've scheduled those, and I had to schedule them ahead of time, right? So that when I did upload, when I went to here and uploaded my music, right? So when I went 5 songs, I would put all my information in, but what's really important is the album cover, the album title, and then the song title. So let's just say I put this song in for Powerful, right? Now let's just say this was a single that had already come out. Then I would say, look, I already have an ISRC code. So what I would do is I would open up a separate tab, and I would go to my song, right? Let's just say the song was this song. Let's just say it was Superman, right? And I would go here, and I would grab my SRC code, and I'd copy that if it had already been released, right? And then I would paste it in there. And the reason why we do this is so that we don't lose any of the streams on Spotify. And so I would do that for all the songs that are already out, okay? Now the next step is you got to come into your Spotify artist dashboard. And again, I always schedule songs between 2 to 3 weeks apart. At least I did for this. We've been a lot more aggressive. Sometimes for some of you, you need to promote longer, a month. But again, I always love Spotify because it shows you how many people are listening to your music, which is rad. YouTube does this as well. And this is called putting the work in beforehand so that you're just constantly getting streams. And it allows me financial freedom to make these videos for you guys. So if I click on music and then I click on upcoming, I can see now, not only, which is really rad with an EP, you get some more tools, okay? You don't get this where it says get started, and I'll show you this, for just singles. But I can see that my singles are all here. This is the next one coming out April 4th and April 18th and then May 9th. And so the first thing I really need to do is I need to pitch this song to editorial playlist, and I'm cutting it short. So I'm going to go through that with you, and then I'm going to go through this EP countdown page. But I'm going to click pitch a song. And I'm going to pin this to the This Is Manifest playlist. Then I'm going to click next. And that's a algorithmic playlist that Spotify will create you once you hit a certain amount of monthly listeners. It takes up to 72 hours for a song to be pinned after going live. Only the selected song will be pinned. It'll appear or near the top of the playlist for 28 days. So yeah, that'll help to promote it. Click next. Put my home city. Okay, what genres are we in? Okay, well, I'm in alternative for this. And I'm going to do alt rock if they have it. Alternative pop I'm actually going to do. And I'm going to do alternative. And I'm also going to do rock for this, just rock. Or did I do alternative rock? I did not do alternative. I'll do alternative rock. Oh, I don't have it. I'll just do rock. Okay, done. Okay, so now choose up to different styles. Now, sometimes I'll put something in here if it's like a Christmas song or if it fits, but a lot of the times I'm just none of these. And then music cultures, sometimes I will put Christian in here because then I'll get on some of the Christian playlists, but if it's not a Christian-leaning song, I do not do this. Okay, so this song is kind of like meditative and chill, is like I would like to think. Yeah, it's pretty chill. And then all the instruments. So there's bass guitar on here, there's drums. I don't know if there's electric guitar. There's synthesizer. Is this a cover song? No. Is this a remix? No. It was recorded in the studio. Is it an instrumental? No. Okay. What language is it in? It's in English. Okay. And then next. Now, this is where you could miss the most important thing here. I don't know why it does this, but if you scroll up, you need to add a description. Okay, you need to add a description. And I always try and make them laugh. I always try to have fun. So I wrote this description with the help of ChatGPT. And I'll read this to you to give you some ideas. Hey Spotify squad, my new single Supernatural is the kind of rock-infused alt-pop anthem that belongs blasting through speakers as superheroes dramatically save the world or at least demolish half a city. I'm secretly hoping Marvel picks it up for their next blockbuster trailer, but until then your editorial playlist like Rock This, the new alt or pop rock shot would make the perfect HQ for this heroic bop. I don't like bop, it's a silly song. Oh, it's not going to let me fit. And then I'll promote and then promote the absolute junk out of this track. Think TikTok, IG, Facebook, and more. Okay? And normally I would put like thank you or whatnot, but I'm just going to click next. I don't like to put too much effort in there because honestly it's like the lottery. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. But the most important thing, you can update your pitch until release date, but changes within a week of release won't be reflected on release radar. The main reason I'm doing this is not for editorial playlists. It is for the release radar. So I'm going to click pitch. Okay, I'm not going to add clips right now. I'll do that later. But the reason that's so important is because if I click on music and I click on my latest song that came out, No Turning Back, we didn't get any editorial playlists for this, but if we just look in the last couple weeks, most of my streams came from Release Radar, your DJ. Okay, radio. Okay, we didn't get any editorial playlists on this, but this song has only been out like since last Friday. Okay, and so we get thousands, tens and tens of thousands from algorithmic playlists, and I would not get any streams from this song if I did not pitch it. So that is super, super, super important, and that's why we do the waterfall strategy, is so we can pitch every single song. Like now when I come back here to music and I click on upcoming, right, I can't pitch. I don't know why let's refresh this. Okay, so, okay, see where it says Feeling Supernatural, this song's been pitched. Look, it won't let me pitch this next one. You already have a pitch. Okay, and even on this EP, Supernatural's on there. It's saying, look, you've already pitched this. All right, so now once this song is out, then I'll be able to come back here and I'll be able to pitch this next song. But what's really neat, and I'll start promoting this EP once these two songs have released. I click Get Started, and now you can start adding content to your countdown page. So I can start adding videos and different things, and I can publish this content page. So I can start adding, I'll add content later, but I can publish this, publish to Spotify, and now people can start seeing this and they can start pre-saving, okay? And I can start sharing this page, and I can start getting pre-saves right to the song. So I could go to Twitter, and I can say new EP coming soon. And this is a horrible, I would never say this. I'd put a story behind it. I'm being very lazy right now. Pre-save now. I always tell a story, and I want to, okay, I would always say, like, I'd put a quote here, and I just want to show you what I would do actually. Okay, so I wrote this quote, so it's way better now. So look, your life becomes unstoppable the moment you realize the power is already inside of you. And then I could say pre-save, powerful now. Okay, and then that way it gets it out there. Boom. Okay, and then remember, you always want to tell stories, all right? So if you guys got questions, make sure you want to come to my 10x Your Fanbase Spotify 5-day challenge, okay? Because for 5 days, I go live. The dates on this one are March 31st to April 4th. We go live at 11 a.m. EST to 1 p.m. I do a training, and then I do a Q&A. Okay, see what everybody has said. First day, we really focus on singles versus albums. I go deeper into this, a lot more deeper. I show you how to triple your success and get big wins on Spotify, really triggering the algorithmic and other things we do for editorial playlists. Wednesday, I go deep into collaborations. Okay, collaborations are your biggest leverage tool. Okay, I'm going to show you how to set up ads, to grow a playlist, to blow up your streams. It's awesome. Go to 10xyourfanbase.com, and I hope to see you there.